So I was saying, if you look at the GJ, so if price comes to that zone, that will be my extreme point that I'll be able now to get more sales. If you apply the concept that I was sharing with you guys, the concepts of impure liquidity, candlestick imbalance, and all that, then that zone 192.943, it's a good zone that we need to get nice sales. And if price goes there, you need to refine your entry, and then your take profit should be based on higher time frame point of interest. So if I get my what do we call it? If I get my entry at that particular area, then I'll be having my take profit to around that's around 500 pips. But you need to know how to manage your trades. You need to take some partials as you move on, and you can validate once the entry is confirmed. You can validate. You can use 1 hour to know where to adjust your stop loss and all that. So that means yes, it's actually the same setup I had. So hapo too. So I'll be, if price doesn't come there and takes out the most recent liquidity, this particular area, then I'll have to use common sense and get entries anywhere between. Guys, you don't need to be rigid. When it comes to the market, you need to know what is price telling you, when are you supposed to enter, when are you supposed to exit, and all that. I think with GJ, I'm done. Let me now give my opinion about gold. Then Benji will come in. I hope you guys are following. Let me see in the chat section. The only way we can know we are communicating is through the chat section. Just type you're following. If you also have other different opinions or rather ideas, you also get a chance to share. Perfect. I can see Leonard is here, Timothy, Esther, Ian, Wilson. Wow, guys are active. Wow. I like it when you guys are engaging. Now, let me give my long-term idea about gold. I'll delete everything. So gold, number one, for us to continue having long-term buys, based on my understanding or based on what I trade in the market. Number one, we have this particular area. These are monthly, sorry. This is a monthly area of liquidity. The people wondering, how did people get, buy trades at around 26, I think it was 26. One trader has been holding that and other traders. They're using just understanding areas of liquidity on monthly time frame and getting the entries from daily engineered liquidity and then refinement at 1 hour. So if you look at this chart, tafadhali ukiwa kwa mkutano, make sure your mic is muted unless maybe you want to give a point. Kindly. Now, let me go on. So when you look at gold, right now we don't have on the monthly time frame, we don't have anything to tell us where price will sell. The only time I'll be, based on the current structure, the only time I'll be able to know that we're going to sell for a couple of months on gold, it's when price will come and trade below 25.36. That simply means maybe price is formed to come here. Let me show you. Maybe market comes here and comes and trades. The moment price will trade below this level, I'll be now looking for long-term selling opportunities, targeting the next area of liquidity, which is around the 1900. Or rather, if you use, there's a way you break your charts from yearly chart, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, all that. If you are a swinger, then there's a way you now do you can hold your trades for 3 months, 2 months, and all that. But I know most people, they're not good at holding trades. So it's not an easy thing for everyone, but it's important. So gold, this is our area of liquidity on the monthly time frame. Just to give you an idea of how people got buy trades at this area. If you look at this chart, last year, December, gold came and reacted at this particular area, this liquidity engineering. This was the last liquidity engineered. I'm talking about this particular zone. Where is it? E. Then market came tapped. The people got 26, 23, and they've been holding. They've been holding gold through all that time. So you need to understand the aspect of liquidity there. But I expect price to still come back in here and take more liquidities before we continue pushing higher. But one thing I also know that this year, gold is gonna approach gold is going to hit the 3,000 price anytime soon. You never know. It could even be this coming week. You never know. So if you also check on weekly chart, still our area of liquidity is 27.44 all the way to major area of liquidity. My goodness. Okay, so make sure make sure your mic is muted. So if I also check on the weekly chart, I can also get a validation that this is an area of liquidity. And if you look at the aspect of liquidity engineering, you know, we have three major types of liquidity engineering. We have reactive liquidity, we have normal liquidity, and then we have liquidity flip. Those are the three. Reactive is like this one. This is some sort of reactive. If I check on weekly chart, there, the last area I can see is this point, which is around 26.31. There's an aspect of reactive, but in terms of the normal liquidity, if maybe in future price will come, we need to see it maybe reacting at this zone, then it goes up. In short, this zone is also very important in terms of liquidity engineering. So let's just check on the most recent structures we have and the areas of liquidity that we have. If you look at the daily chart now, these tells they got me off guard. I missed later on. Once I was trying to buy from around this one I was trying to buy, but I was taken out. But I realized later on when I was checking on the intraday levels, I realized there was a very nice bearish structure. There was a very nice bearish structure. So let's look at the daily structure or daily time frame liquidities. So we have that. This. So last week market came. Perfect. So monthly time frame, you're bullish. Weekly time frame, you're bullish. So what does that tell you? We are still strongly bullish on gold. If you are selling, it's just some short-term sales. But you know one thing about gold, gold can decide to move even 600 pips in one day or 800. But for the last few weeks, gold has been moving up to 400 pips, like this one candlestick. And whenever you see, if you look at the price action, these are how many days? 1, 2, 3 days. Price was buying in 3 days. And then 1 day candlestick took out all these buyers. What does that tell you? There's some momentum of bears trying to kick in. This one candlestick gave us over 500 pips. Gave us over 500 pips. That one Friday candlestick from around New York session, it dropped over 500 pips. So this is an area of liquidity we have. And I want us to see if you have some engineering of liquidity so that, okay. So if I look at the engineered liquidity, we don't have any normal liquidity. This is the last zone. Let me see. So probably, I'll need to see price coming back to, okay, good. So if you look at what happened on CPI the other week, we had buyers kicking in massively from around this zone. And the price pushed up almost 800, I think around 700 or 800, around 800 pips. Then we've had this bearish momentum coming all the way back. So as per my understanding, price was coming to take enough liquidity and maybe continue pushing up. So in terms of long term, I'll try to get buys from this zone. And if that zone fails, The other zone that I'll be looking for buys. The other zone that I'll be looking for buys is it's around 28.55. It's around 28.55. So those are the long-term buys. But for this coming week, I'm anticipating now that price, when price was coming back, it never took out this high. Price never took out this high. And also, the last area of liquidity that we have, which is these. Let me remove these confusions. This one. That inside that area, we have this long week rejection. If you understand, all these liquidities were consumed. So this is a zone that I need to see price giving me confirmation. So if I also go further, this is the last area based on this recent structure. This is the last area we had sellers. Now, 28.79, 28.64, it's an important zone to either tell us if we'll have some sales for some time, or we're going to pick now more buys from these. So if I go back to 4-hour structure, realize we are on a long week rejection. And this rejection was consuming the previous liquidity during the CPI week. So this is the left liquidity engineering. I mean the left liquidity that has not been consumed. So if I go further and still use the 4 hours time frame and coordinate with 30 minutes, I can look for liquidity engineering inside here and get an entry. But you know, there are structures that can give you a very bad risk. So let's say we have this. We have that. If you measure the number of pips from it's around 133 pips. So what I'll need to do, I'll need to see price coming further inside here, and then I'll be able to try to. Yes.
On the same area, it's a very good area when you refine. But yes. Maliza refine alafu I give you hapo kwa 30 minutes. Just finish up refine.
Okay. Actually, this is my last mini, and then I give you a chance. So first of all, if I look at this zone, this is the last area we had sellers and then buyers came in. But if I go further to 15 minutes, because there's something I'm trying to check on the daily levels. Now, this kind of, well, I'm putting my line, that is 28.71. We call it, it's a reactive engineering, liquidity engineering. So there's also a high chance, you know, as a trader, for you to reduce the risk, you always make sure you get your entries to the extreme point of, or to the further, any confirmation that is on the FMD, that is furthermost deviation. That's why those are areas where near where we have either validation or invalidation points. That's where we need to get entry so that you can have little risk with high reward. So if I also look at these, oh wow, I'm seeing something. That's 50 minutes. Okay, I was seeing some reaction from this point, but this one is not really very strong. So in short, what I'm trying to say, once the market open, I'll be looking for buys, but the best zone I'll be looking for buys, it's 28.71. So because of this kind of price action, I just want to wait for, I'll be timing the market. Once the market opens at 3, at 2, I'll be up early in the morning so that I get to understand where we're heading to. Then from there, I'll be able to get my entries and hold them for the rest of the week. But anyway, once, you know, the thing is, price hasn't. Do you know why gold reacted from this particular point? If you look at this momentum candlestick here, bears, and those will say that is an order block, which is true. So
actually, this is what I wanted to show you.
Yes, ukiangalia hapa juu.
It's good you've pointed it out.
Yes, ukiangalia hapa juu. Actually, I don't know how I missed these sales in a Newma, but ni sawa. I missed these sales.
It happened very late.
Yes, I was trying to buy from this particular point. Those guys kwa group, but the market came and took out as. Then later on, I realized, oh, I didn't see. I later on realized there was some liquidation that was trying to be formed from the upside. So kiangalia hapo juu tuko na hiyo liquidity, I mean tuko na hiyo order block na kuna hii momentum candlestick ya bears. If you go further and refine, let me see on 15 minutes, probably you could see, do we have anything serious? Okay, Ukiangalia the way candlestick was trying to form, was it okay? There's a place I saw very nice. Yes, there was some sort of there's someone who, I think it was Nelson, you said something and later on I realized you are very right, by the way. So kulikuwa na some sort of price never came back to do proper liquidity engineering, but price reacted on this flip at around 29.31 and went. And since then, it has not come back. So because of the liquidation process, price will never go in a straight line. Lazima tutapata confirmations za kuja. Hata kama price haita break the high, we will get something that will come and consume these liquidities here. So I think 29.20 is a good zone based on the confirmation that you're going to get from this particular point. 29.20 is a very good zone to probably get more sales, or should be your take profit. So because of time, I think from that, you've been able to get an idea of where we are heading to. So up to this point, I think Benji, you can take over and share what you have. Then we'll be able to allow more questions or rather reactions.
All right. Thank you so much, Basweti, for the good presentation. So far, so good. And you have done kitu mzuri sana. Me, I'll start by saying, I think Trump should stop talking every now and then. He's talking almost every day, and it's worrying us as traders because we can have a good setup. Kidogo, me sometimes when I usually see the economic calendar nakujanga napatanga usiku around 10 nakuja kuona Trump is speaking at 12. Trump is speaking at at what particular times. So it's sometimes it's scary, sometimes it's so good, but anaongea karibu kila siku, but either way we need to also tunafaa tuangalie sana and fundamental analysis as much as technicals we are also good at. I hope Basweti my screen is visible and can be seen. Iko sawa?
Let me check from my end. Someone else to confirm from the meeting if you can see Benji's screen.
Screen iko sawa bwana. Endelea Benji.
How you go?
All right. Thank you, very important, Kim. So as I said last week, I saw DXY was bearish, and actually last week ilifunga vizuri as whatever I was expecting. Okay, so we had a very red candle that was closing well, and it closed bearish. So this week I'm also expecting the same thing, the market to continue going bearish. I'm not actually countering Basweti. Whatever Basweti has said, it's totally true. DXY, we are bearish, but we're expecting some short-term pullbacks. Okay, then we continue going bearish. Euro, GU, I'm bullish on them, and also I will add also on gold. This setup actually hata mi pia inaniuma sana because this is one of those setups that I usually take, but it's because of time. Time haiko to allow kabisa because this was actually a very good zone to sell at. This is gold 15 minutes. Hata kama ungekuwa hata na sniper entry, if you could have done this particular hiyo candle to hiyo decision candle, okay, ungekuwa umepata sniper ingine mzuri sana ile. These are usually those trades that usually say tap and go. It taps your entry, RR is going to be even bigger, your stop loss is going to be tighter, okay, and it's going to give you a very good R, okay, because this market had any order block on 30 minutes. We have a very big fair value gap. We have an inducement zone that is here, this particular area. All right, so let me do this at this particular area. So the market came to tap the weekly supply, but refined entry, and it fell all the way. So hata kama ungekuwa una sell market, the only problem that this entry had was the time yake ilikuwa ni mbaya, because mimi by Friday around 4 I'm usually done with the session, with trading actually. So if I was supposed to sell, and probably I focus on which low, even this low, hata si lazima hata niende sana. All right, even this one, siende sana, we see hii ilikuwa imetupea R1 to 7 and it's a good one. So R of 1 to 7 before the market actually closes was a good one. After that, after all this waterfall that we saw, these cells, the market has tapped into a very good region that you're having, the one Basweti was telling you about. And already we have seen a good reaction. This reaction, yes, it's a small one, but that's a good reaction because it's evident that actually we are in a buying zone, and anytime the bulls can take control. The only problem is on the higher time frame region. On the higher time frame region, what I'm seeing is actually different. This is monthly, leave alone monthly. Let's come to the weekly. This one is on gold. Now, gold had something that actually is also a point of concern for every one of us here, because actually gold from the previous week's high, which was on the first week of February, how this market closed actually this week, it closed within the range of actually it took up this high, then closed within. It didn't the body actually closed inside this range of this candle. So actually what it tells us for me, but this is gold, gold unajua inakuanga kivyake. So this is a weekly fair value gap that we have at this particular area. All right, so probably what I will be expecting is this market probably to come and tap into this area of imbalance. Then probably we can have what? Even more buys as we continue going higher, because we are targeting the 3,000 mark. So that's what I'm expecting. How this market closed last week is actually giving me a little bit of worries of taking the buys at that particular point. But this is gold, anything can happen. We can be good at technicals, but fundamentally we need also to be aware. Whenever you see gold is moving higher, all right, like this, it means something. Okay, whenever you see also gold selling, it also means something. Okay, that we need to be aware of. Fundamental gold is actually affected fundamentally more than even technical wise, because sisi tunaweza kuwa technical kabisa tuko vizuri, but already whatever is happening here at this price action that is happening here, this can also be clear selling area. Hii inaweza kuwa sasa sellers wameingia so far, and we can have a very big waterfall and coming to areas of imbalances that we're going to be having. Probably this particular area is also an area that I'm seeing. Probably if this market can fall back, hii place inafaa ikuwe a protected low whereby it's not supposed to surpass this area, so that you can have also more buys. This is technical, this is on gold daily. So this week is going to give us something different on gold, because I'm so sure many of us we trade gold, and gold ndio inatulisha. Unajua kuna watu gold if you don't actually analyze gold mtakosana. Everyone always trades gold. So gold, it's a safe haven. All right, so I will be looking at this area. If this area can take us to have a higher high, the better, on all times high. But whatever happened, this waterfall, it's actually tricky for us to be able to get the buys. So let's be conservative trader. Tusinge to buys immediately. Let's, as Basweti has said, let's watch on the price action that is going to happen here, because this is the last liquidity zone that hasn't been consumed, and actually the market is in that area. So let's check on it and we see if we can get some good buys on this particular part. But also be aware of whatever that is happening also on a bigger time frame. As I've told you how the last week's candle closed, we're having a very good weekly fair value gap that we are having here. So nevertheless, as much as you want to take the buys there, we can also consider the higher time frame. If those buys don't happen at this zone here, 28.75, okay, so then the market is telling us that probably it's going to go lower. Another thing that we are having also is this on 4 hours time frame. Okay, so this is the entry that we are having in this liquidity area. That's the one. So sure it's lower. Now we are having a very big fair value gap that we're having here on the 4 hours time frame. Also, this is something that we need to consider also So whatever we am seeing here, we have three candles, yeah, we have three, four candles that has taken out almost 10 to 12 candles, which were bullish. All right. So this is something also to consider. This shows that sellers are in control, but if we are going lower, I would love us to have this narrative of gold. The first thing is I would love to see a push. So the buys are valid on that area. So we have a push to this area of imbalance of the fair value gap. Then probably we can have now a sell-off to the weekly fair value gap. Then from there, we can have some good buys so that we can target where higher. So this is the narrative that I'm having currently. Some short-term buys. We have a sell to the weekly fair value gap. Then we can now target where the all-time highs, because I don't see a reason why we probably gold would want to take out the all-time highs by Monday, a Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, that's when gold actually moves sana. So probably might have some buys to this for fair value gap, drop down to the weekly fair value gap that we are having. Let me see if I can actually mark this out na ionekane kwa the 1 hour. Yes, something of this exactly. So some buys on this fair value gap, a drop to this weekly fair value gap, then you can target higher. So this is the narrative that I'm having. If it plays out well and good, so I'll be looking to get some buys. Got some buys. We take out, we mitigate these 4 hours, then we drop, then we have the long-term buy. So this is on gold. This is the only thing that I'm having. I don't have any other thing that I have. But this is the narrative I'm having on gold for this week. If it plays out well and good, if not, we're going to be flexible and trade whatever we see, but we don't trade whatever we believe. Juu hakuna strategy inaitwa hope. We trade whatever we see. So DXY, very bearish also this week. Gold, I'll be targeting the all-time highs, but probably after the weekly fair value gap has been mitigated, then we can target higher. So back to you, Basweti, because time is not on our side. I would love to share so many probably entries or trades in different pairs, but because of time, it's supposed to be done by 9. Ndio sasa watu focus on planning on the week that is coming. Back to you, Basweti.
Thank you so much. That has been a very nice, short and precise kind of breakdown. So guys, because of time, I believe we don't need to waste a lot of time here, because the idea is just to give ourselves a clue of what we are looking into on the market. So very important things to mention. Make sure as a trader, or rather, as your week starts, plan yourself very well. Don't just trade randomly. You don't need to have 50 trades in a week. You can have 1, 2, 3 trades, and you make money. It's all about quality, not quantity. You can get a few trades, and you're good to go. Just understand how do you get the intraday levels. You are doing day trading. If you are doing swing trading, get to understand how do you get a trade on Monday or Tuesday and hold it all the way to Friday. You're good to go. Then the most important thing is risk management, because once you blow your account, you're out of business. Once you don't have money in your trading account, there's no business you're doing in Forex. So make sure you are so keen on your risk management. Those who are also still in the learning process, keep learning, keep journaling those trades, keep having data. And as time goes by, you're going to see those results that you desire. So I think up to that point, we can end it there. I'm going to upload this session. I'm going to upload this session on YouTube, so that if you want to come back and watch it later, you can watch it. But before we end it, Kim has something to say. Kim, you can go on.
I just wanted to put my submission on GJ. I saw you did something on GJ. Maybe you can allow me to share. Just the same.
Okay. Benji.
GJ peke yake.
I think.
Yes.
Okay. You are sharing the screen.
Wacha nijaribu kushare.
Okay.
Am I sharing?
Yes, yes. Tunaona hapa Kim has started sharing.
Perfect.
Yes,
Aya,
your
okay.
screen is now visible.
Google. Sawa. So okay, Baseto was saying we were looking for sales of the same, but for me, I'm still on buys on the intraday. I think I had an opportunity on Friday. I think it's running. Labda sijafunga position zingine, though we hit around 2 hour hapo as we opened New York, and then price sold back to our area of entry. So I think as we open tomorrow, let's see how price will behave. I hope itafunguka na gap. Ikifunga na gap, tunaweza pata hii price huku chini. But I think hapa kando kuna area of liquidity where price bounced from. And also on the same, the reason I took this trade, the price was bouncing off a 4 hour, we call it breaker block. No maana price will hold up. So I think Basreti's sentiment is okay on looking for the sells because if price ikikuja bounce maybe this area of liquidity hapa penye buyers wako kuje ibuy mpaka huko juu. We have a gap there. I think we can be looking for sells on the swing as we stated earlier. Lastly, maybe I can touch on gold. I think for me on gold, I'm on my own kidogo juu naona you guys are focusing on the area of liquidity that has been consumed, and on the higher time frame, I think we had a meeting with Leonard. Tulikuwa tunatafuta buys around this zone last week, but this spike ilikuja kuspike hapa chini, ilikuja consume liquidity hapa around this zone, ndo maana ilispike alafu ikabuy. So if you look on the daily, I think the best price to buy ni hapo chini yake. Let me zoom in kiasi.
Hey, your chat
There we
is
have
shouting.
an area of pole. Still getting used to zoom. So I think this area hapa hii imbalance hapa between 2851 2834 ndio ijakuwa consumed, and then the way that candle will close bearishly na pia venye Benja amesema on the weekly, I think this is the best area to look for buys. Is week mnasema ya last week Monday, I think that is on my end is area of liquidity ama ni representation of liquidity that was consumed by his zone nime circle. So for me, I'll be looking for buys in that region hapo, that area of liquidity. If I get liquidity being engineered from that zone, I think I'll be looking for buys to the upside. Yeah, I think never.
Perfect. You see, guys,
Interesting stuff.
Kim, whatever you're saying is right. You know, there's the aspect of swinging and intra. Actually, that point you're saying for buys, it makes a lot of sense to me. But you see now that the market dropped with the Liacha imbalance and some minor liquidities. For intradays, you could look for buys a pullback before tukuje tumalize your bearish move and then that's on the long term. I think your idea is very valid. But for me, once the market opens, I'll be able to look at what price action is telling me, and then I'll be able to get nice tons za kuingilia. So guys, is there anyone who has a question or maybe something?
Okay, something I forgot on GJ. Kuna fundamentals za JPY asubuhi. I think GBP na high impact. So let's see how this market will react. Kuna hiyo JPY high impact news at around 2-3 4 AM hapo. So let's be on the lookout for those who are especially my community when walikuwa na high running trade. I think I should be keen on that. But biasness, I think because same across. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So guys, I think
Mbia Kim asilale kama akona hiyo running trade.
You should once
nilishabii bwana iende venye inaenda Omera.
Okay.
Take passion.
Gapa iskiangi B. Anyway, so guys, we can end it there. You guys have a lovely week. You guys have a lovely week ahead. I'm going to go on with our morning sessions and our evening sessions. So looking forward to a very successful week. I'm going to upload this and I'll share the link so that you guys can go and watch.
Thank you so much.